Hi folks, and welcome to the Full Freezer TV. My name is Kate and today we are talking about vacuum packing. So the first thing obviously to discuss is what is vacuum packing? What's the point? Why would you bother? When it comes to freezer food, you may well have noticed that if, say, you've got a box of food or a bag of something, you know, you've got some potato waffles that you've bought from the supermarket and you just sling them in the freezer and they are open to the air, they end up with a coating of white frost over them. Sometimes frost itself gets into the actual food, and it's not going to make you sick. It's generally known, it's called freezer burn. It's not going to make you poorly, but it will degrade the quality of the food. It won't taste as nice, it won't look as good, and just generally it's something that we really want to avoid. So vacuum packing is basically what I do with any food that is going to go into my freezer and it's going to sit there for a little while. If I've got something that I know that I'm going in and out of, I have to confess I don't always bother. If, say, I've got some frozen fruit which we're using every single day and I know that in 3 days the bag is going to be gone, you know, because it's going into our breakfasts, then I probably wouldn't bother with that. But for something like if you're prepping a meal, like, you know, if you're doing, say, bolognese and you're flat packing it to take up less space in your freezer, then I would fully recommend using this method. Now, you can buy vacuum pack sealers and things on Amazon and, you know, wherever else on the internet, but I really think that this, you know, this is so simple. Try this first. Don't spend any money on any special gadgets straight away, because this, you know, this will do the job there or thereabouts. So I've just picked a random piece of food to do this with today. You can do it with any food, like fruit or veg that you've prepped, any meats, literally, you know, anything that might be attacked, and even things that you've bought in the supermarket. If you want to avoid them getting freezer burn, you could take them out of the packaging that they came in and pop them into your own ziplock bags. And if you're not, you know, if you know you're not going to have that food very often, you could vacuum pack it to just make it last a little bit longer and be better quality in your freezer. So I have got a ziplock bag. I have got a carrot, just because, you know, I had a carrot. I have got a straw. Now, I prefer to use a metal reusable straw because I can wash them and reuse them, and straws are generally really bad for the environment. But if you do have a plastic straw, you could use that. I wouldn't recommend using a paper straw because they've not quite got the strength to really work. So I've got my bag, I've got my straw, I've got my food, whatever it may be, and this does work for wet foods as well. You just obviously have to be more careful when you're submerging. And then I have a big tub of water. Now this is actually a tub out of my daughter's wardrobe, which I've stolen, and you know, she's having to have her tops hung up now. But yes, so I'll just pop my food into the bag. And then what we do is do it up all the way across. Now, I really like these IKEA bags. I was put onto these by my sister-in-law. But the thing that's nice about them is they've got the double seal. So you can see there are 2 seals there, so you keep the air out even more. And you feel much more secure if you're putting a liquid in them. It's nice to know that there's a double seal there to stop it leaking out into your freezer. And they're also thicker, so you can reuse them. So let's just move this down so you can see. So all I'm going to do here is just fully submerge the bag down to the point where the straw is, not getting any water in. And then you just clip it shut once you've pull the straw out, and you should hopefully see there that has pushed all of the air out of my bag, so that carrot is fully protected. Now, I wouldn't recommend, you know, bothering to vacuum seal single carrots in your freezer. It's a bit pointless, but the whole point of this is it shows you how even if I move the carrot down in amongst the bag, and that's probably better for you to see, you know, that is tightly enclosed in there. So what that will stop is the air getting, it's going to stop any air from circulating so much around the food that's in your bag, and just stop that freezer burn. So thoroughly recommend this technique, guys. Really handy to do. It will help to keep your freezer food better quality, lasting for longer, and generally more enjoyable. So enjoy, guys. Take care.